Bush is selling out of the Social Security system to his stock market brethren. Alan Sloan said, last year, even though Bush talked endlessly about the supposed joys of private accounts, he never proposed a specific plan to Congress and never put privatization costs in the budget. But this year, with no fanfare whatsoever, Bush stuck a big Social Security privatization plan in the federal budget proposal, which he sent to Congress on Monday. In Bush's Social Security sleight of hand, Sloan writes, his plan would let people set up private accounts starting in 2010 and would divert more than $700 billion of Social Security tax revenues to pay for them over the first 7 years. Constitutional role of the president, war in Iraq, manipulation of intelligence, torture, and retaliation for criticism. John Nichols on December 9, 2006 said that Congresswoman Cynthia McKinney accused the president of failing to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. He has failed to ensure that senior members of his administration do the same, and he has betrayed the trust of the American people. Congresswoman Cynthia McKinney's rationale, according to Nichols in an article entitled, "A Closing Call for Impeachment," in The Nation magazine was that President George W. Bush disregarded the rule of law and his constitutionally defined responsibilities. Bush's Actions and Blowback. Chalmers Johnson wrote that as a domestic democracy and a foreign imperialist, America has involved itself and does not just mean retaliation for things our government has done to and in foreign countries. It refers specifically to retaliation for illegal operations carried out abroad that were kept totally secret from the American public. Johnson, in his article Empire v. Democracy, Why Nemesis is at Our Door, said that operations have included the clandestine overthrow of governments various administrations did not like, the draining of foreign militaries and the techniques of state terrorism, the rigging of elections in foreign countries, interference with the economic viability of countries that seem to threaten the interests of influential American corporations, as well as the torture or assassination of selected foreigners. The fact that these actions were, at least originally, secret meant that when retaliation does come, as it did so spectacularly on September 11, 2001, the American public is incapable of putting the events in context. Bush's policies in Iraq and how it has advanced terrorism worldwide. Peter Bergen and Paul Cruikshank said that the effect of Iraq is that war has increased terrorism sevenfold worldwide. In the article of the same name, The Iraq Effect, War Has Increased Terrorism Sevenfold Worldwide, Bergen and Cruikshank said, the president's argument that terrorists would be drawn to Iraq, where they would perish, conveyed two important assumptions. First, that the threat of jihadist terrorism to U.S. interests would have been greater without the war in Iraq, and second, that the war is reducing the overall global pool of terrorists. Bush as king and our military installations in Iraq. According to Karen Kwiatkowski, we are in Iraq, we have the finest military installations in the world, the newest military installations in the world, and we are not leaving them. We are not turning them over to a Shiite government, we are not turning them over to a Sunni government, and we are not turning them over to a Kurdish government. We are not doing that. They are American bases. We've got our flag there. And this is kind of the way they used to do things, I guess back in the Middle Ages. Maybe the Dark Ages. A king decided he wanted to go do something, he went and did it. And this is George Bush. We call him an elected president. I mean, he's operating much as kings have operated in the past. Bush and the effect of his economic policies on the poor. The number of Americans living in deep or severe poverty has reached nearly 16 million. A new analysis by the McClatchy newspapers found that the number of severely poor Americans grew by 26% since 2000. During this time period, the share of national income going to corporate profits has dwarfed the amount going to wages and salaries. Bush and his admittance of guilt as to Geneva Convention Violations. In an article entitled, Bush Admits to CIA Secret Prisons, relays that President Bush has acknowledged the existence of secret CIA prisons and said 14 key terrorist suspects have now been sent to Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. On 7 September 2006, the BBC announced that Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, alleged mastermind of 9/11, believed to be the number 3 al-Qaeda leader before he was captured in Pakistan in 2003, Abu Zubaydah, alleged link between Osama bin Laden and many al-Qaeda cells before his capture in Pakistan in 2002, Ramzi bin al-Shibh, one of the alleged masterminds of 9/11, Hambali, Ridwan Isamuddin, alleged senior leader in Jemaah Islamiyah, G, wanted by Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore and the Philippines in connection with blasts, were incarcerated at Guantanamo. Bush and the will of the people, free and open elections, free speech, and rule of law. Edward M. Kennedy in his article, Demeaning Democracy, Sunday 13 August 2006, said that Cheney had gone too far when he said that the Connecticut Democratic primary might encourage the al-Qaeda types who want to break the will of the American people in terms of our ability to stay in the fight and complete the task. The implication of Cheney's words, according to Kennedy, was to insinuate that anyone who votes against them is giving aid and comfort to the terrorists. Bush and blaming immigrants for job loss to U.S. citizens. San Francisco Chronicle reporter Tyke Hendricks, Tuesday, February 27, 2007 said that Californian immigrants do not hurt wages for U.S. workers. U.S.-born workers and immigrants do not compete for the same jobs, Hendricks said, nor do they depress the wages of the U.S.-born, according to a new study by the Public Policy Institute of California.